Okay, great. Yes, so you asked on the images, and yeah, I just gave the response before we went off. All right, so what I wanted to add was that the image also has, just how we had extra attributes for this tag A, image tag also has other attributes aside source, okay, that you might want to explore, not even as a styling, but its own attribute itself. Okay, so I can do a height and I can do width. Okay, so the height measurements on the websites can take various forms. It can be in pixels. Pixels is like a hard and rigid value. Okay, it does not respond to your screen size. So if I tell it pixels like cm, if I tell it 5 pixels, if I open it on the phone, it's not going to adjust to my phone screen. It's still going to be that 5 pixel. Okay, so let's say an example. Let's give an example to say, let's do 200 height to be 100 pixel, or let's make it 200. Width 300 pixels. Okay, px is what's for pixel. So I'll save this now and go to our browser. If I reload it, you see how it has, the image is now small. Okay, so that's pixel. It doesn't automatically adjust to the screen size. Pixel is rigid, how you have cm and meters and the rest. But if we do change it to percentage,
Okay.
okay, percentage goes from 0 to 100. Of course, not zero. Let's say 1 to 100, but 0% is zero. Okay, so if we are saying 1%, we are saying 1% of the screen size. So anyone that opens it, whether it's phone or laptop or a bigger screen or TV, it should take 1% of it. So it will automatically scale to adjust automatically. So let's say, let it take a height of 40% of my screen and the width of 100%. We want it to expand, fill up the width. Okay, if I save, I come here and I do refresh. You see what it has done. So it has stretched of the width, gone 40%. You can also adjust it to suit your own taste. If you want it to go 50% to there, so it takes half of your screen size for the width. Okay, so that's what you can do with the image tag. Like I said, when we come to styling, we'll then show other things that can be done um, across both image and every tag, how we can style them. Okay. Okay. Back to our handouts. So we talked about the image. Yeah, hello. Okay, I thought someone wanted to ask something. All right. So after image, we look at list, the list tag. These are the popular tags that are mainly used for websites. You can actually develop a full website with just these tags that we have shown you so far. Okay. The list. There are two types of list. There is ordered list, there's unordered list. I don't know if you've seen some websites where you have like how we have these headings listed here. You see number one, this number two, that number three, that number four. That is an ordered list. An unordered list is the one you see bullet points. Okay. So it's not following any order. It's not arranging based on one, two, three. It's just giving bullet points beside each stuff. Okay, so that's another list. We are going to let me show you how that um, can be achieved. We'll do that on our homepage still. So let's say for our um, unordered list first, UL is used for unordered list. Okay, so that is the umbrella that is holding all the things you want to list. Now I want to list the things. I'll put them as LI. That's for list. I'll put the first item. Let's say first item. First item. The next item will be LI. So LI open and close is what you use all through for both ordered and unordered list. The only difference is the parent tag. Okay, let me call it the parent tag. So let me write third and fourth here. Yeah. Okay, so this is an unordered list. Let me also create ordered list. The only difference is the parent tag. Ordered list is OL for ordered list. Unordered list is UL. Okay, so we'll go on the browser now to see what it shows. Scroll up. So you see the difference. Unordered is just bullet points. Then ordered list is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know. So that's for the ordered and unordered lists. Like I said, there are other tags that can be used, okay, in between on the website. We would look at them later on. When we start doing styling, I'll introduce us to some other ones. Okay, but there are some that they call semantic HTML tags. Semantics, just like the term is. So when you use such that the browser also recognizes it and treats it as such, uh, it sees that's any part you call header, it sees it and represents it. Even you, the programmer, knows, okay, this is a block of code where every part that represents the header of my website is. Okay, so different programmers handle things differently. For some, they could call this page banner and all this header. Okay, so if I want to, it doesn't make any difference exactly in your design, but it's like a holder, just a placeholder. So I can put this guy now into a header, okay, open and close, just the image, or let me add this page, this heading. Okay, so I put them into a header. It's not really going to make any difference. All right, you see, I refresh my page, it's not making anything, but me as a programmer, it helps me know that, all right, see everything that is between the uh the page banner and the title is the header. So if I want anything goes wrong between here and here, I don't need to be checking all around on my code base. I just know it's inside header, look for my header and carry on. All right. There are other tags too, like a section. All right. Those tags also have their own little attributes. Okay. Just how paragraph works. So session works, article works. Nav, this is the main guide that we'll look at later. Okay. Nav is for navigation. If you observe, when you open up a website on the laptop, for example, you see home about us in text. But when you open it on your phone, you see something like a hamburger menu, right, by the right-hand side that you then click, it pops up, all of that. So those are nav, what this attribute do. All right, but later on we'll look at it so that we don't get confused on that. But so far, these are just called semantic HTML codes. I'm not going to share this with all these semantics yet. The practicals that we'll be doing more will be on the main HTML that I just showed us in the course of our lesson today. Okay, so as a summary, let me come from the top again. As a summary, the HTML starts with the HTML tag, open, close, the head, open, close, which contains the metadata. For now, we use it as a title. Okay, and then the body, which is the second structure. Let me remove this header. All right. So inside the body, you can put in everything you want displayed. Okay, from image to titles to the write-ups and all of that. Then the A attributes, which can be inside a paragraph or standalone, okay, is for linking either to internal link within your website or external link to another website. Okay, with the attribute of href or target. Target determines where it opens to, either on a new tab on the browser, why it doesn't cover your main browser page. Okay, then lastly, we talked about the ordered and unordered um, list. So yeah, also very important that for a website, it is the creativity of the programmer or the designer. Remember the first class we had, we say it starts from design. All right. So the designer would have given you a structure of what they want you to develop before you start developing. Okay. For this, but websites primarily, generally, the beauty or the way it is depends on the creativity of the developer. There's no hard and fast rule. I can decide where to place what and where to place what, and it comes out really fine. Okay, so that's where your creativity comes in like 100%. All right, working with all of these tags. One other tag I will show us by the next class will be like table tags. I'm sure there are websites that you see that has like three columns, one column, three column, and so for some they use table tags. The early days of website development was just all about table. Okay, so table consists of rows and column. You keep working
Sorry
with.
to cut you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is there a site like a place where we can go see all the tags and study them?
Oh yes, yes, yes. There is this popular uh URL. Well, let me open the URL. See, I think Web3 school or so. Web3 schools. You get to see everything on HTML. Okay, so you can just check um, web3schools.com. You get to see a lot of tags that you play around with.
Okay, very good, sir. Thanks.
Yes. Thanks for that question. Right. So aside these tags, in fact, I think that like I said, because our creativity will come into place, there is a form tag as well. Okay, so I can't go through all the tags, but I would like us to try out on our own. The form tag, if you check a website, okay, let me do a form tag for you here, uh, just for the sake of it. Let me do a form tag. You enter some website and you need to log in. You fill something or contact us form. You type in something. All right. So that's a form tag. Um, let me do a form. Okay. So in the form, let me put an input is that place where you type in maybe your email or password. It's called an input. Okay. Uh, the attributes it has is the type. Should it be numbers? Should it be text? Okay. It doesn't have open and close, just like image. So it closes itself. So for now, let me call it text. And then there's something we call placeholder. Placeholder is that text that they will tell you enter your username somewhere that is faint inside the input. So let's see, enter your username. Okay, let's see how it shows up on our website. Let me scroll up and see it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it, or let me reposition it somewhere at the top so that you can see it very well. Maybe after the image. Yeah. Okay. All right. Up to the paragraph. So it spaces out from the image. So you see, like what I'm doing now, just adjusting to suit what I think it should look like is exactly what you will be doing as a developer. You see now it's spaced from the image. You see the placeholder is what you're seeing as the enter username. So users can type.
Yes, sir.
All right. So there are other form, um, not just attributes, but objects like inputs. There's radio. There's radio button. Okay. There is a checkbox. If you check that, what do you call it? The Web3 schools that I pasted, you see a lot of them. Okay, say input type, let's call it checkbox. You see it, let me write I agree here. Okay. Let's break them into with line break for each of them so that there will be new lines. All right. The other one is a radio. So let me put radio here. Radio male, male, female. Okay. So you get to see the checkbox. So you can the radio is here too. Okay.
Wow.
So those are just HTML attributes that eventually, or rather HTML objects, form objects specifically, that you'll be using. Okay. So I believe with the form, with some of these ones that we have shown, we as individuals can create something ourselves that you can share with, on the group to say, oh, see this basic website I've created. Okay, it doesn't need to be very stylish because we have not started doing styles. It could be as plain as this, showing what you have done with an image. Okay, I could choose not to put the image here. I could choose to put it in the middle or somewhere, then play around the other things. Okay, so I could do my name, the title of the page comes first. All right, then this follows just like that. Okay. So, like I said, when we start doing styling, then we'll start arranging the pages even further. Okay. Before I go, let me just show us that of tables. Okay, adding table. Okay. Though right now tables are rarely used because there are better options. Okay, tables are not responsive. Then, when we started website development, of course, it wasn't this advanced. So working with tables was the only option, and the websites looked very rigid. They don't adjust. So if I do a table now, if you open it on the phone, it's not going to reduce, it's not going to auto adjust, it's going to leave the screen. The person has to scroll left or right to see the full table, right? But just for the sake of knowing that there's a table tag, all right? So I create a table. For every table, there is a row represented by TR, okay? For every row, there is a column represented by TD. Okay, so whatever I do here is one role. Anything I do in between this, or anything I do in between TR is just adding columns to one row. Okay, so let me say I add three columns here. Okay, first column, second column, third column. So I can do another row, copying this entire TR. Okay, so I can do second row, first column, second row, second column. All right, so that's just how table tag is. It's like arranging things in block. All right, there are better ways of doing them now, anyways, using div and styling. Okay, if I scroll up, you see the table, first row, second column. There are attributes as well that you can put on the table. Okay, but it involves styling. That's why I don't want to write it here now. Okay, styling, you will learn it later on to make it look better, arranged properly. Okay, so I think this is the most we will be doing for today. We're dropping some practical um, assignments for us as well, just like we did the last time. Okay, exactly. Okay, this is the practical assignment. I'll drop it, but see like what it hits here, like I explained. Use semantic tags to describe the structure. All right. So if this title, I want this title to be the header or something, I should put header tag before I write title in between. You saw what I did with header. It's just semantic. It's not going to change the display or anything. It's just a way of structuring your code so that you yourself can track it as a developer. You can track what you're doing. All right. Indent your code for readability. What is just saying is this. If you see how I wrote my code, for every parent, if I'm writing anyone inside a parent, I shift it with tab. Ordinarily, this is what the arrangement should be. But to make it more readable, I use tab to shift it. Okay. So automatically, I know where head starts and where head stops. Because if you have a long block of code like this, and everything is starting from here, like body, image, P, form, it's clumsy for you to trace where they start. And VS Code helps you with this line to know where each one starts and ends. Okay, because eventually it will be useful by the time you have started writing some serious codes. All right. You see, this is my P that I use for form. Sorry, it's not properly arranged. See where the open P is. See where the closed P is. Right? So I'd rather move my form and then move the P. They must align on the same line. So that's why it's saying you use indent your code for readability. All right. So aside that, we'll do these assignments and paste the screenshot of the output. I would also like to see the code base. If you can save the file, the raw code, well, the HTML file is the same as the raw code, and also drop it on the group when you do it. Okay, then lastly, on what you need us to do, what I need us to do is to use comments. Comment is just as the term is, writing comments on your line of code so that it's for code maintainability, all right, and continuity. So developer A started the website, but somehow he jackpot. All right, so developer B should be able to come in and understand what each block of code is. So if I, being developer A, am writing this form, I can add comment. Comment is the less than sign with this exclamation mark. I just add two minus sign. Okay, the open and the close. So I can type whatever I write here to say, okay, this form is for sign up. It's not going to be executed and it's not going to show on the form on the website. Okay, if I save it now, refresh the website, you're not going to see it there. It's just a note. Okay, so you can try using comments as well as you um, do the assignments. Okay, so it's just for, like I said, our approach is always best practice. Okay,
Sorry, please
yeah.
come. Refresh the comments again. I didn't really get it.
Okay, so comment is leaving a note for whosoever is going to look at your code later. Okay, either as a new developer that came on board and you are leaving an organization. All right. So it's always advised that you are writing comments, even for you as a developer, because sometimes you might have written up to 2,000 lines of code, right? And you don't know where each thing is. Okay, but what comment will help you do is, at least if I have written here that this form is for sign up, I know that, okay, if they say sign up is failing, this is where I need to check for the block of code. All right. So, and to write a comment is to start with this our less than sign, exclamation mark, two dash, dash, dash. Okay. It's not going to create this one for you, this close one for you, because I have that extension to automatically close it for me. That's why it's closing. So, but if you are writing your own, this is how it will look. The less than, exclamation mark, dash, dash. Then you go ahead, just put space, put the dash, dash, and greater than. It closes it. So you can now type whichever comment you want to put. This is my, let's say, this is my comment. All right. So for HTML, this is just a basic form for comment. Yeah. What I will also do is let us try what we can to do the practical. Anywhere you face challenge, you can always drop a message in the group. I can also share this, what I've done here, but I will not share it now because I want us to explore and do some experiments ourselves before coming to do one or two things. Yeah, is that fine?
All right, so it's fine.
Okay, all right.